Alrighty, let's start today off with USDJPY. Now for both the buy and our sell zones, we have an EFEG buy for the buy and an EFEG sell for the sell. Alright, so current price is right below our sell zone. So what do we do? Right? What do? We wait for the price to come into our zones. Now for the sell zone, since the current price is quite near to it, I'm going to be monitoring this engulfing sell. Right? On the M15 perspective, I want to be monitoring this engulfing sell for any potential sells. Meaning, when the price comes into this aqua blue zone of mine, I want it to close and create an engulfing sell to use the key level to push the price down even further. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do. But if the price decides to come up and break my zone over here, I will just sit and wait first, because maybe the price is not ready to go yet, or it just wants to test a higher zone of the H4 area before dropping, right? But either way, as long as H4 does not close above our sell zone, we can still try to find sell potentials or sell setups for us to sell down. Okay? Vice versa, same thing. If the price comes into our buy zone and respects it, meaning we can look for buy setups in the key level to bounce back up, to buy back up. Okay? Now if I were to screenshot this and draw it out for you, it would look something like this. Okay? If the H4 breaks, what do? You look for the next zone, right? The next buy and sell zones. Either that, or you wait for the price to retrace back into the key level for a better buy or sell in the opposite direction of that first direction. Okay? Again, monitor. Since we mapped out H4, monitor M5 or M15 for entries. Okay? For your entries. Alright, so that's UJ. Next we go to GJ. Let's make this quick. GJ is still going on a very heavy uptrend, like I told you, for weeks. Okay, it has not been in this price range since 7-8 years ago. So we have no idea what is going to happen, because there aren't enough candles for us to derive zones from, especially in the smaller time frames. Alright, so what we can do is just monitor what's going to happen near the current price, right, as of now. So for the current price, it's over here. The sell zone and my buy zone are here. Okay, my sell is an engulfing sell, meets an engulfing sell. Then for my buy is an engulfing sell that failed. Price came back, created an engulfing buy. Then we have the second engulfing buy over here. So we have an ABC, or my high liquidity zone over here. Current price is in the middle, and GJ can do anything. Alright, because mind you, today we do have high impact news on GBP pairs later in the US session. Go ahead and check forexfactory.com for your time zone and when it will start. But we have that high impact news. So if you don't see any movements from GJ until then, that could be it. Meaning the price is waiting for that particular news to move it in the direction, right? Either to tap into our buys or our sells to continue or reverse. We will never know until it actually happens, right? So the only thing we can do is wait for a buy and wait for a sell. Wait for the price to come into our zone. It has to close within and not below. What do I mean by closing within? If you have a low risk appetite, if you're conservative with your capital, then wait for the price to close first, meaning the body has to close within our zones. Alright, but if you have a higher risk appetite, when the price comes into the zone and you want to get a sharper entry, or you want to hit that wick, then you can find setups when the price comes into our zone. But it is a bit riskier. Why? Because you have no decision that has been made in the H4 perspective yet. Okay, you're trying to get before the H4 decides. So it's a bit riskier, but not wrong. Okay, it's all about how you manage your account. So again, current price, if it comes in or if it taps into our zones and respects it, then we can look for a sell from our sell zone and a buy from our buy zone. But if it breaks above or breaks below our sell and buy respectively, then there's a potential that it could test a higher area or a lower area. Okay? So what do? Again, we wait for the price to come to us. We wait for our zones. Okay, we wait for our zones. If H4 breaks, then either look for the next zones or wait for the price to retrace back into our key level and use it for the opposite direction. Okay, I'm going to keep repeating this until you get it. Okay, now that we have or where we know where to find our entries, again, SLs, please, when you enter, especially if you are a newbie, okay, a newbie, set your SLs because this is how you manage your losses. Usually I suggest 40 pips from the entry price, so this really depends on how sharp you get your entries, right? But if you can refine that even more and have a lower SL, then good on you, okay? But if it's too tight, it can touch your SL before going the direction that it wants to, okay? So something to be mindful of. If you are someone who trades without SL but knows where to exit the trade, knows where to cut the losses, then stick to that, okay? Stick to that. Last but not least, we have NZD/USD. Current price is in the middle. We have our sell zone, which is made up of an engulfing buy that failed and price just respected, right? You can see the wicks into the key level, but we have the first engulfing sell, the second engulfing sell, and the price tested up here previously before this drop to the current price. Okay, but you see a lot of wicks into this key level, kind of showing you that the sellers are quite strong enough to push and leave wicks on the H4. Then for our buy zone, we have an engulfing sell that failed, and the price came back in to create an engulfing buy. Okay, so current price is over here. What can we do? Again, we wait for the price to come to us. Okay, we wait for the price to come to us, either in our buy or our sell. Wait for the price to come to us. But I'm not saying as soon as it enters our buy and sell zones, you whack buy or sell. No. You have to wait for the reactions from the market. Okay, let the market tell you what you need to do. If it creates buy setups, then there's a higher chance that the price might go into a buy. If there are sell setups in our zones, then there's a likelier chance that the sellers might kick in. So wait for those to happen to tell you what to do. Okay, go and align with the market. Okay, align with the market and not against it. So better to wait and be patient. Now your TPs. Please TP at something that you're comfortable with. A lot of you are struggling with this. If you are not, either TP at market structure, TP at the next key level, TP at the next zone, before the next zone is all fine. But if you do not have the mental capacity yet to hold for longer pips, then break it down. Okay, if 10 pips is where you normally close your trades, then set that as your first TP and slowly grow from that. Alright, so that's it for all the three pairs. Please trade smart, trade wisely. It's a Monday. Don't rush, and I will get back to replying to your messages. Alright? Talk to you soon. Bye!